Hello everyone, in this video, I'll be discussing a list of top 10 anime where main character is overpowered and surprises everyone part 2. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, then I will give its link in I button and description. Before we start, be sure you subscribe our channel and press the bell icon so that you will get notifications of new videos. Number 10, Yuto Suo from the Master of Ragnarok or Blosser of Einhajar. Yuto Suo is overpowered isekai anime character. The anime has a twisted story where Yuto takes a picture of him in front of a mirror and he is suddenly transported to another world. And that world far different from modern technology. The world is full of war and there's no peace. Yuto is invited to the wolf clan who deeply cared for him. In return for the generosity, Yuto gives his help in modernizing the clan with his high school knowledge to become more advanced. Even if Yuto is an ordinary high school, he proves himself to be quite useful by copying the knowledge of various historical commanders he was taught in high school. As genius as he is, Yuto does make a great commander. But what actually surprised us was the fact that Yuto can be quite dangerous sometimes. After winning the war against Horn clan, he decided to burn the captain of that clan. Isn't that pretty crazy? Number 9, Taichi Nishimura from Isekai Cheat Magician. Not your fantasy isekai anime, Cheat Magician has a great story and awesome characters. Taichi Nishimura is the main character of this anime who gets transported into another world suddenly. Upon the transfer, he is given an overwhelming power, making Taichi the most overpowered character of that series. The amazing magical abilities turn him into an overpowered beast and enemies. He just obliterates them throughout the series. Kasum and Remia find out that he has magical potential and he ends up getting into a team with them. Talking about Taichi's powers, he is equipped with some of the most dangerous moves in that fantasy world. Having expertise in all 4 magic properties, he can summon spirits and control them to his liking. Isekai Cheat Magician is a prime example of how overpowered anime characters can dominate most of the isekai world. Number 8, Gon Freaks from Hunter x Hunter. Gon truly surprised everyone around him with his exceptional powers, but not at the start of the anime. He slowly came to a point where he could be truly called overpowered. He was easily stronger than most of the grown adults in the series. He's literally a little boy in his early teens. Gon sets out on a journey to find his missing father along with 3 companions whom he finds on his way. He also aspires to become a hunter. The hunters are privileged beings who have access to some extra funds and secret information that is not disclosed to the public. Gon and his companions all come across unusual adventures to pursue their dreams and become the best hunters ever. Number 7, Harutora from Tokyo Ravens. Harutora has a kind personality that everyone seems to love. However, he can sometimes be clueless as he fails to get the feelings of many girls that would fall for him, occasionally. In the anime, to make sure that Harutora lives a stable life, his father sealed away his powers at a very early stage. But this really made him suffer as he couldn't use his powers initially. Even at the most stressful times when his friends were being defeated inside the academy, he would lose to the opponents. But at some point in anime, he awakened his powers and really made everyone so surprised. After awakening his powers, he dealt with the Seishuku temple single-handedly, which his friends were having problems with. As the story progressed, his knowledge about imperial magic style increased, making him the most powerful character of the series. Number 6, Yuma from World Trigger. Probably the most exciting main character on the list is Yuma Koga. He's a neighbor, which means he's half human and half humanoid. Yuma is totally overpowered throughout the series. Everyone would think of him as a pushover and a rather weak character. At the same time, he would do something exciting enough to have everyone's attention, and he'd constantly gain recognition and popularity. As a neighbor, he doesn't know much about Japanese culture as he is from another world. His personality is logical and would work with logic, though calm at the same time. Talking about his powers, and oh boy, they never end. From combat to the most powerful technique, he had surprised and intrigued everyone in the border staff and even some of the strongest villains. His most prominent and strongest power is his black trigger. The primary power of his black trigger is to create seals that would help him in combat, boosting his physical and mental strength to the level that even a rank agents wouldn't be able to keep up with him. Both defensive and aggressive, his black trigger can also aid him in taking some attacks with no damage. The side effect of his black trigger gave him the power to detect lies. That's why he can be rather dangerous even for his own allies. Yuma Koga has excellent battle strength and is a beast in terms of combat. Totally worth putting him on our list. Number 5, Nagisa Kiryu from Classroom Crisis. Nagisa Kiryu is our protagonist for this anime. Unlike other animes where the character surprises others with his battle strength or physical power, Nagisa is rather mentally strong. His mental strength is known to be rather dangerous in the plot. In the plot, he joins Kirishina Corps, a company who he would take to sky-high success. By the orders of Kiryu Yuji, who is the current vice president of Kirishina Corps, Nagisa is trying to disband a tech. But he backfires Kiryu by his super strong brains and by playing mind games that no one was expecting. Throughout the anime, Nagisa is very professional and strategic. However, at some point, he is captured by Yuji and is thrown into a rocket to die. At the end of the anime, he still didn't lose hope, but he just resigned from Kirishina and went back to Japan to start his new company. A perfect display of professionalism and how you should never give up. Nagisa has the ultimate power of a strong mindset. Number 4, Sato Pendragon from Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody. This one is going to be rather interesting. A 29-year-old game programmer finds himself in the middle of an RPG game that was going to be released just the next day. In-game, he becomes a 15-year-old boy named Sato Pendragon. At first, he thinks that he's dreaming. However, when he feels that he is sane, things get exciting. A 15-year-old in an RPG game. What do you expect? He wipes out a whole lizard army with the powerful attacks he possesses, and Sato becomes a high-level adventurer. The whole anime is filled with action-packed adventure where Sato literally obliterates the enemy by making them think that he's an ordinary person. Sato hides his level so that he can live peacefully. But like any other isekai anime, there's a Demon King as well. Sato gears himself to fight the Demon King, and the results are rather interesting. Death March is another anime where the main character is pretty powerful even though he tries to hide it all the time. Number 3, Guts from Berserk. Guts is the true embodiment of a brutal and unstoppable force, a truly badass guy to the core. He possesses superhuman strength and intelligence, making him a very formidable opponent. He went through a ludicrous amount of training before reaching that level of physical strength. I mean, he literally had been wielding a sword bigger than him since he was only 6 years old, so there's that. Just by looking at his muscular body, it is pretty evident that this guy can cut armored men in half without even breaking a sweat. The story revolves around Guts, who had a very rough childhood. He lived on the battlefields, desperately trying to survive. He wishes to take revenge on everyone who did him wrong. He decides to go on a long and strenuous journey to break free from his gruesome fate. During his journey, Guts comes across a bunch of people who become his allies in some of the weirdest ways. The people who decide to accompany him are unaware of the threats they're going to face, and they're going to be nothing like they have ever experienced before. Number 2, Midoriya from My Hero Academia. He did not have any quirk to begin with, but thanks to All Might, he might prove to be the strongest character in the series. The only thing that's stopping Midoriya from becoming truly overpowered is his control over his quirk. When he's able to control his quirk, it's over for everyone. But still, at this point in the anime, he's pretty overpowered as compared to the other characters in the series. He even surpasses the strengths of some of the pro heroes as well, so we commend him for that. My Hero Academia tells us the story of Midoriya, who was born without a quirk in a world where having a quirk is very common. As a true fan of All Might, the number 1 hero, Midoriya wishes to enroll in the UA Hero Academy and become like him. However, he gets devastated as soon as he gets to know about the absence of his quirk. When Midoriya becomes a teenager, he bumps into All Might out of nowhere. All Might tells him to train hard, and that he does. All Might transfers his quirk to Midoriya and gives him a ray of hope. Midoriya ends up getting enrolled to the UA Hero Academy, and that's how his journey from zero to hero begins. Number 1, Saitama from One Punch Man. Saitama is the embodiment of a main character who is truly overpowered without looking like he's overpowered. He literally looks like an average guy that everybody thinks could not even hurt a fly. However, he's too strong to the point that he did knock out anyone, I repeat, anyone with a mere punch. He only trained for 3 years and gained such immense power that is second to literally none. Saitama's physical strength is limitless. Only Genos knows about his true strength. All other people are oblivious to it. He could easily surpass an S-class hero only if his powers were known to others. Overall, Saitama is a pretty powerful character, but his little secret is not known to most people. The story of One Punch Man revolves around Saitama, who looks like an average hero but is definitely not one. He lives as a nobody and is treated like a nobody because everyone thinks he has no powers to defeat enemies. Saitama is always looking for strong opponents as everybody he punches once gets knocked out and is unable to get up again. He needs to feel the thrill in life, and that's how the adventures of an ordinary yet extraordinary hero begin. Alright everyone, that is it from today's video on Top 10 Anime where main character is overpowered and surprises everyone part 2. If you do not agree with the points in the video and have some of your own opinions, share them with us in the comments section down below. And if you like this video, then do share with your friends.